Imagine you're peacefully driving your truck down the highway when suddenly a gust of wind pushes you to another lane and then blows you off a bridge. Well, almost blows you off a bridge. Unfortunately for Suffolk truck driver Wayne Boone, he didn't have to imagine. Citing Virginia State Police, Wavy TV10 reports that Boone was driving his 2007 Freightliner tractor-trailer on Interstate 64 at around 8:43 a.m. when strong winds forced the vehicle to the other lane while Boone was crossing the high-rise bridge. By then, the truck was doing its own thing. Boone had lost control of the steering wheel when he hit the side of the bridge. Next thing Boone knew, he was hanging 70 feet above Elizabeth River while inside the cab of the truck. Thankfully, this story doesn't end there. According to Chesapeake fire officials, Boone was successfully rescued after an emergency responder rappelled off the side of the bridge to get Boone to safety. Phew! The story ends with Boone being taken to Centara Hospital with a few minor injuries. Yay for the emergency responders! And before you start blaming poor Boone for the windy tractor frenzy, no. He was not driving under the influence of anything. Nature just decided to play around with him a little. Now, let's go back to that photo at the beginning. Really, if you watched this, would you have thought the man would have survived? Well, here are some other unlikely survival stories for you.
Wakey, wakey! A Riverside, Californian man was deep in his slumber when a car outside swerved off the road, knocked down a utility pole, drove through 2 front yards and came to a crashing stop through his bedroom wall at 1 a.m., which is a rude time to crash. Yeah, that's right. The incident on Saturday the 29th of February saw the man pinned between the vehicle and a wall of his house and had to be rescued by some burly firefighters. As he was trapped between a car and a hard place, he had to be removed with the jaws of life. Fortunately, the man avoided serious injuries and went to the hospital in minor condition. Speaking to the Southern California News Group, Fire Department Battalion Chief Bruce Vanderhorst said he got very lucky. Who was responsible for this smashing wake-up call? The police arrested a 22-year-old man on suspicion of DUI, while the passenger was arrested on suspicion of public intoxication. Both escaped injury, but not the law. The fire department said that 4 people were living in the destroyed house, which was rendered totaled. According to their reports, the total damage cost was a huge $200,000, and that will wake anyone up. This week in New Zealand, a 60-year-old surfer dude fought off a great white shark by punching it in the eye repeatedly after Jaws had a little chew of his arm and clamped down on his surfboard. Aucklander and now all-round hard man Nick Minogue says he was quite a long way out at Pauanui Beach, and at around 11:30 a.m. his elbow, forearm and then board were all dined on by what experts believe to be a 3-meter-long great white shark. During the terrifying aquatic scuffle, Minogue instantly remembered that sharks hate being twatted in the eyes and nose, as do we all, I'm sure. Minogue shouted, "Fuck off," and went to smack it one, but missed. He said, "Then I pulled my fist back and shouted, 'Fuck off,' again, and got it right smack bang in the eye. It's quite a big eye, about 3 knuckles across." According to Minogue, the shark disengaged its teeth from his board and swam off. Coward. Desperate to get out of the water, Minogue Ali said it was only him and some German dude surfing at the time. After Minogue started screaming, both he and the German started paddling back to shore as fast as they could, with Minogue adding, "The German guy was kind of screaming the whole way, which probably made me paddle even faster." It doesn't end there. Fleeing the open waters, the shark man was bumped into again by what he says was probably a great white. He sat up on his board and twatted that one too. With his fingers intact and one small puncture wound to his arm, Nick Minogue, aka the Shark Man, is looking ahead to a surfing trip later next week. The lesson here? Sharks have feelings too, so tell them to fuck off.
If you want more Tomo in your life, click the subscribe and bell button so you get notified when a new video is up. Thanks for watching Tomo News.